This is the Midland Home Service.
Doin dua dailo gwisgramoch de chais. Doin dua dailo shiran shoch la shabartis. Doin dua dailam.
We present the Song Carriers.
Doin dua dailo gwistamoch richetrum. Doin dua dailo leklach kavidum is doin dua dailam.
The last program of the series in which Ewan MacColl introduces traditional songs and singers of Great Britain and Ireland.
Doin dua dailo snachomu karis class. Doin dua dailo the chri nach wel me machis doin dua dailam. Doin dua daidlos ni sham danog. Doin dua daidlo tiachtadir mes stories. Doin dua daidlam.
Maggie MacDonagh of Feenish Island, Connemara, singing a herding song in Gaelic. In the course of these 10 programs, you have heard love songs and ballads, ceremonial songs, and songs about work, sung by some of the great traditional singers of these islands. It's obvious that of the 3 singing traditions you have heard, the Scots, Irish, and English, the Irish is the best preserved. The best of the Irish singers still maintain many of the stylistic elements common to the Indo-European folk singing traditions. In the Gaelic-speaking areas of Scotland, too, traditional singing style is fairly well preserved. In lowland Scotland, on the other hand, and in England generally, singing style is somewhat decayed. Nevertheless, there is still enough left in both countries to point the way forward to those dedicated revival singers who are intent on revitalizing the tradition. That tradition is like a garden which has been allowed to run to seed. The flowers still grow there, but they don't thrive because of the weeds. If you keep your garden clean, tend it with love and care, it will bloom all the year round, and it will bear songs like this one.
When I was an old bachelor, I followed a roving trade. And all the harm that ever I done, I courted the servant maid. I courted her one summer season, and part of the winter too. And many a time I rolled my love all over the foggy dew. One night when I laid in my bed and taken my balm asleep, this pretty fair maid came to me, and her bitterly she did weep. She wept, she mourned, she tore her hair, saying, alas, what shall I do? For this night I resolved to sleep with you for fear of the foggy dew. So all the first part of the night we did sport and play, and all the later part of the night she in my arms did lay. And when broad daylight did appear, she cried, I am undone. Oh, hold your tongue, you silly young girl, for the foggy dew is gone. Supposing that you should have one child, it would make you laugh and smile. Supposing that you should have another, it would make you think a while. Supposing that you should have another one too, it would make you leave off these foolish young tricks and think of the foggy dew. I loved that girl with all my heart, loved her as I loved my life. And in the other part of the year I made her my lawful wife. I never told her of her faults, yet never intend to do. Yet many a time when she winks and smiles, I think of the foggy dew.
Harry Cox of Catfield, Norfolk, singing The Foggy Dew. And here, from New Alyth, Perthshire, is Belle Stewart, singing The Banks of Red Roses.
When I was a wee thing, and easy led a story, for that I would work, I would rather sport and play. And for that I would work, I would rather sport and play. With my Johnny on the banks among red roses, the banks of red roses, my love and I sat down. He took out his charm box for to play his love tune. In the middle of the tune, his love sat down and cried. Oh, my Johnny, oh, my Johnny, dinna leave me. He took out his pocket knife, and it been long and sharp, and he pierced it through and through his in a bonny lassie's heart, and he pierced it through and through his bonny lassie's heart, and he left her lying low among red roses.
And from Belle's daughter, Cathy, this fragment of a lullaby sung in the canting tongue.
I went through the Dodder's woods looking for a kinshin. There often a kinshin as durable as a deer. Who's your bobby, long-legged kinshin? If it wasn't for your long legs, I'd gie you succum sucklers.
The Stuarts, worthy representatives of the travelling people, who continued to carry our tradition when most of us couldn't be bothered. And here from Belfast is another traveller, Paddy Doran, singing The 7 Yellow Gypsies.
Oh, there were 7 little gypsies standing in a row. They were none of them lame or lazy, oh. And the fairest one is among them all. She is gone with a dark-eyed gypsy, oh. Come saddle for me, my pretty fair maid. Will you come with me, my honey, oh? For I wouldn't give a kiss off a gypsy laddie's lips, not for all Lord Cash's money, oh. Oh, she rode a west and I rode west, till we came into Strawberry. Oh, then who did I meet put me on with a wife, and she gone with a dark-eyed gypsy, oh. Come with me, my pretty fair maid. Will you come with me, my true love, oh? Sure I wouldn't give a kiss off a gypsy laddie's lips, not for all Lord Cash's money, oh. Last night I lived in a cold barn floor, and 7 yellow gypsies stood nigh me, oh. But tonight I'm lying in a bed of a down, and me own true love alongside me all.
Perthshire to Belfast, Belfast to South Wales, to Phil Tanner of Llangennith, who in his 88th year recorded this version of Young Roger.
Young Roger, his squire, came a-courting of late to a rich farmer's daughter called Beautiful Kate. And she for her fortune had £5,000, with rich rings and jewels, with rich rings and jewels, and a piece of fine ground. The day being appointed and the money laid down was not at a fine fortune of £5,000. Young Roger, his old boy, his curly long hair. I'll not wed your daughter, I'll not wed your daughter without the grey mare. Then spoke up her father, and thus said he, I thought that you loved my daughter indeed, but as I have got her thus far in my care, you shall not have my daughter, you shall not have my daughter, nor yet the grey mare. 12 months being over, and a little above, young Roger, his squire, met Katie, his love, saying, Katie, loving Katie, oh, don't you know me? Such a man of your likeness I chance for to see. Such a man of your likeness with curly long hair, that once came a-courting, that once came a-courting my father's grey mare. Said Roger to Katie, them words I'll deny, and the truth of the story I will on you try. I thought that your father would have made no dispute, but to give me his daughter, but to give me his daughter, and the grey mare to boot.
Northwards again, to Fraserburgh on the Aberdeenshire coast. The Broch, they call it. A cold, wind-swept land where men and women have lived off the sea since long before Pythias of Massilia sailed there on his voyage to the congealed Sea of Thule. Jessie Murray of Fraserburgh, singing the transportation ballad of Jamie Rayburn.
My name is Jimmy Rayburn, for Glasgow to I came. My place and habitation was forced to leave for shame. My place and habitation, now I'm in Gangawa, far, far beyond the hills and dales of Caledonia. It was early in the morning before the dawn of day. Our keeper, he came round to us and unto us did say, arise, ye hopeless convicts, arise ye in and now. This is the day ye have to stray for Caledonia. We mounted the coach and our hearts was full of grief. Our parents, wives and sweethearts could grant us no relief. Our parents, wives and sweethearts, their heart was broken twa, to see us leave the hills and dales of Caledonia. Farewell, my aged father, for you are the best of men. And likewise to my sweetheart, for Catherine is her name. Nae meer will walk the Clyde's clear streams, nor by the broomy lough. Farewell, to all the hills and dales of Caledonia. Farewell, my aged mother, I'm grief for what I've done. I hope none will cast up to you the rest that I have run. The Lord, He will protect you when I am far away. Far, far for the hills and dales of Caledonia.
And now to those people who came out of India centuries ago, the gypsies. Queen Caroline Hughes singing Barbara Allen.
Oh, in Reading town where I was born, there's a fair young lady dwellin'. Well, I picked her out for to be my bride. Her name was Barbary Ellen. Her name was Barbary Ellen. Now, mother dear, you make up my bed. You make it soft and easy. Oh, that I might die for the sake of love. Yes, and she might die for sorrow, sorrow. Yes, and she might die for sorrow. Now, mother dear, you look up over my head. You'll see my gold watch standing. Oh, there's my gold watch and my guinea gold ring. Will you deliver it to Barbary Ellen? Will you deliver it to Barbary Ellen? Now, mother dear, look at the side of my bed. You'll see a bolt is standing. What is full of tears that I've lost this night for the lost of Barbary Ellen, for the lost of Barbary Ellen. Now as I were a walk in across the field, while I met a corpse a-coming. Oh, you put him down, my 6 young lads, oh, that I might well gauge on him, oh, that I might well gauge on him. While strolling I walked on, while I heard the Nelly telling. And as it told, oh, it seemed to say, our dirty Barbary Ellen, our dirty Barbary Ellen.
Back to Feenish Island, Connemara, where the old world peters out in twisted rock and bogland, and where the singing style still bears traces of the old Mediterranean ways brought to Ireland in the last great Celtic invasion of 2,000 years ago. Bridget MacDonagh singing The Banks of the White Rock.
As I rode out to view the flowers in the morning early, a pretty fair maid I chanced to spy, her flowers to grow most neatly. Her cherry cheeks and ruby lips, her eyes were tickle the daisy. I took the fair maid by the hand, and she said, young man, be easy. Jedmen makhrejo and the mafni skejek theater gmastor mukhri fishi marbo khorje vishi das prajar viskels gagro mar roses wat ne fon khudista nirurti furiz okhon Oh, I'd sow, I'd plough, I'd reap and mow, I'd gather it into the barn, I'd play, I'd read, and I'd dance with you on the banks of Carrignabon. One year fair at you flick is in and quote is dark, Gus ham shone real a storm of grief, we broke na Carrignabon. All around the garden, oh, all around the garden, all around the garden, oh, I'm the lady we're walking.
Beautiful singing. Now another great stylist from Connemara, Colm Keane, singing I Went Out on a May Morning.
I went out in May morning to have a pleasant walk. I sat myself down by an old stone wall to hear two lovers talk, to hear what they might say, my dear, to hear what they might say, then I might know a little more about love before I'd go away. P stands for Paddy, I suppose, J for my love, John. W stands for false Willie, oh, but Johnny is the fairest man. Johnny is the fairest man, my dear. Johnny is the fairest man. I don't care what anybody says, but Johnny is the fairest man. Come on, sit beside me now, together on the green. It's a long 3/4 of a year or more since together we had been. Since together we had been, my dear. Since together we had been. It's a long 3/4 of a year or more since together we had been. I will not sit beside you now, now or any other time. You are in law with another pretty chap, and you has no longer mine. You has no longer mine, my dear. You has no longer mine. You are in law with another pretty chap, and you has no longer mine. P stands for Paddy, I suppose. J for my love, John. W stands for false Willie, oh, but Johnny is the fairest man. Johnny is the fairest man, my dear. Johnny is the fairest man. I don't care what anybody says, but Johnny is the fairest man. I'd climb up a tall, tall tree to rob a little bird's nest, and I'd come down with either leaf or flower to the girl that I love best. To the girl that I love best, my dear. To the girl that I love best. I'd come down with either leaf or flower to the girl that I love best. P stands for Paddy, I suppose. J for my love, John. W stands for false Willie, oh, but Johnny is the fairest man. Johnny is the fairest man, my dear. Johnny is the fairest man. I don't care what anybody says, but Johnny is the fairest man.
Back to the south of England, to Ron and Bob Copper of Rottingdean, singing Adieu, Sweet Lovely Nancy.
Here's adieu, sweet lovely Nancy, 10,000 times adieu. I'm a-going around the ocean, love, to seek for something new. Come change your ring with me, dear girl, come change your ring with me. For it might be a token of true love while I am on the sea. When I am far upon the sea, you know not where I am. Kind letters I will write to you from every foreign land. The secrets of your heart, dear girl, are the best of my goodwill. So let your body be where it might, my heart shall be with you still. There's a heavy storm arising, see how it gathers round, while we poor souls on the ocean wide are fighting for the crown. There is nothing to protect us, love, or to keep us from the cold. On the ocean wide where we must bide like jolly seamen bold. There is tinkers, tailors, and shoemakers lie snoring fast asleep. while we poor souls on the ocean wide are ploughing through the deep. Our officers commanded us, and them we must obey, expecting every moment for to get cast away. But when the wars are all over, there'll be peace on every shore. We'll return to our wives and families and the girls that we adore. We will call for liquor merrily, we will spend our money free. And when our money it is all gone, we'll boldly go to sea.
And finally, here is a truly magnificent singer, Bridget Tunney of Belleek, County Fermanagh, singing As I Roved Out.
As I roved out of a bright May morning to view the flowers on meadows gay, who did I spy but my own true lover, as she sat under yon willow tree? I took off my hat and I did salute her, I did salute her courageously. When she turned round and the tears fell from her sin, false young man, you have deluded me. For to delude you cannot be, my loved, from your body I am quite free. I'm as free from you as a child unborn, and so are you, my dear Jane, from me. The diamond ring, sure I own I give you, 3 diamond rings to wear on your right hand. But the vow you made, love, you went and broke them, and married the lassie that had the land. If I married the lassie that had the land, my love, it's that I'll rue to the day I die. Where misfortune falls, sure no man can shut it eye. Was blindfolded, I'll never deny. At night when I go to my silent slumber, the thoughts of my true love runs in my mind. When I turn round to embrace my darling, instead of gold, sure it's brass I find. I wish the Queen would call home her army from England, Scotland, from America and Spain, and every man to his wedded woman. Hope that you and I might meet again.
Well, there they are, the songs of our people. Some of them have been centuries in the making. Some were undoubtedly born on the broadside presses. Some have the marvelous perfection of stones shaped by the sea's movement. Others are as brash as a cup final crowd. They were made by professional bards and by unknown poets at the plough stilts and the handloom. They are tender, harsh, passionate, ironical, simple, profound. As varied indeed as the landscape of this island. We are all indebted to the Harry Coxes and Phil Tanners, to Colm Keane and Maggie McDonagh, to Belle Stewart and Jessie Murray, and to all the sweet and raucous unknown singers who have helped to carry our people's songs across the centuries.